Here is my review for Madam Web. Just saw it on Valentine's Day with my girlfriend. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I think I might need a little more time to look back and see what my real thoughts on it were, because one thing I've noticed that some movies that I thought I liked, I really didn't. For example, The Flash. I said it was good. I look back on that shit now and it's like, oh my God, this is fucking horrible. So here's how you know if a movie's good or bad. If you can go a couple months or maybe a year and look back and say, man, that was fucking good, then you know it's a really good movie. But I just saw Madam Web. I liked it. The story was, I like the story. Some characters I still got to get used to, like this Spider Society. I probably need to read a comic on it or maybe watch a video explaining that, because although I don't read comics, I do want to read comics. I'm not a comic book collector. I do watch videos on the origins of comics and certain characters to study it. So I have a general perspective on how these characters work, especially when it comes to the Avengers, Spider-Man, and Superman, and all the mainstream heroes that everybody are used to. But Madam Web, basically, spoilers, of course, but since everybody's not going to see the movie, I don't understand why I need to say that, because I'm hearing that a lot of people are not going to see this movie because it looks trash. So what's the point of me saying spoilers if you're not going to watch the movie? Because that shows a bit of a hypocritical perspective, is, oh, you're not going to see the movie, but you care about people spoiling it for you. But whatever. Anyways, I already said what I said. Let's move on. So basically this story is about Madam Web. Basically, she can see the future. She's a character in the comics who can see the future of spider people. I believe so, like Peter Parker. She was in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, and she was in that game. Madam Web. At the time, I was too young and I had no idea who the hell she was, but I do know now. So I look back and say, oh, Madam Web. Now I understand that. So this is Madam Web, her origin story. Basically, her mom died. She was studying a spider, some sort of spider that can heal her daughter. Basically, Madam was dying in her mother's stomach, and apparently her mother's friend was stealing the spider from her because he wanted the power for himself, and he killed her mom. But this Spider Society had saved the baby. They tried to save her mother, but her mother died, but her baby survived, and she was born with the Spider Society, and she came with these powers of seeing the future. Still got to understand Madam Web a little more, but I do understand the general perspective of her. She can basically see the future. So throughout the movie, we see her seeing glimpses of these three girls being hunted by this man, because this man, this spider guy, he's seeing visions of himself being killed by these three girls in the future who all are versions of Spider-Woman. So he's trying to avoid his future of being killed by them by killing them now while they're kids. So he identifies them and he tries to hunt them down. We do see Ben Parker. Basically, we see May and Ben Parker, and they're having Peter, I guess. They never mention his name, but they did hint at Peter being born in this movie. But he is born, but we never hear his name. But whatever. Ezekiel, he's the main guy in here, the bad guy. He's trying to kill these three girls because they all become Spider-Woman in the future, and he has visions of himself over and over being killed by them. So he hunts them down, and he tries to kill them, and Madam gets visions of these girls being killed, and she has visions of people dying earlier in the movie, but it happens. She tries to stop it, but it happens, and it basically shows her progressing and knowing, you know what? This has happened too many times. I've seen a vision of this guy dying, and he dies, and I feel guilty You know, she knows she could have done something, and he dies. And she tries to cope with that. And it happens again with these three girls. And that's when this movie shows her progressing, and she decides to take these girls with her, protect them so they don't die, and protect her from Ezekiel. And in the end, she basically is his fate. She basically changed his future. He dies the same way, but it's by her instead of the three girls who become Spider-Woman. I like these three. These look accurate, very accurate. I like these three actors. It was kind of funny. I think this was good, and I did not get any feminist vibes. Let me just review it with that point of view. Number one, I definitely did not get any feminist vibes. So if you want to compare this movie to like other female-led movies, like Captain Marvel, the way Brie Larson plays Captain Marvel, I can see why people are a little bit off about her playing it, because she's trying to look or outdo the man in this thing. You gotta understand, there's certain movies and certain action scenes where certain female characters are written to where they're trying to get her to outshine the man. But then there's also ways you can write them correctly where it looks like she's doing her part, and it doesn't look like it's trying to be like a women empowerment thing, because that's political. So let me give you an example of that. One female-led thing where it looks a little bit cringe because it's a female thing. It's like political and women empowerment shit. The Marvels and She-Hulk. Fucking horrible. She-Hulk and the Marvels. Clearly political, clearly written wrong, and it makes the females cringy. But you want to know a good female character that I love a lot, that was written extremely, extremely well in a movie. Not to a point where it shows women empowerment, but it shows that's the way the character is, and you don't get the vibes of politics. You get the vibes of that's who she is, and that's how her culture operates. Avatar. Neytiri in Avatar. You don't get those feminist vibes off of her. Even though she is a very, very powerful and active character, she's a part of the Na'vi. The way the Na'vi was written in that movie, it's a part of her culture to be a warrior. So when you see a character like that, you understand why she is the way she is. And it's not just her like that. The men are like that as well. So the whole entire Na'vi culture in Avatar is about fighting, being warriors, never giving up, never sacrificing anything. They're going to stand up to what's coming at them. Women and children, all of them. That's simply how they are written. But in Madam Web, you get those similar vibes. You know, this is who she is. There's no feminist type vibes in this. I do get a little teeny tiny bit, but it's not that much. You know, these characters are written well. I would say it's an average good movie. It's definitely not bad. I was not disappointed. If I can get a good idea in the future, I can look back and say this was actually okay. This was an okay movie. I literally saw people dropping reviews midnight. Literally midnight of people dropping reviews. This movie's trash. It fucking just came out. Shut up. Like, it just came out. And we'll see the true results of what people think about this movie in the next 5 months or so, because it still didn't make its revenue back. You have a couple weeks, a couple months for it to get seen, get its money in and out, whatever. We'll see what the majority of people think about this movie. Personally, I think it's pretty good. I think they did the Spider-Women good. They look good in their suits, especially Spider-Women. I mean, all of them are Spider-Women, but they're different versions. But these are very good cast. Extremely good cast. I love it. I'm not getting feminist vibes. So one thing that's going to throw me off in the movie is the feminist and women empowerment and political aspect of things. That'll throw me off of a movie. So far, this seems like a good story, an average good story. Not great, not amazing, but definitely not bad, not horrible, not shitty. It's an average good movie. Average good movie. In the future, I might look back and say, it's okay. I can't say it's bad. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.